Today's episode of WTF is sponsored by Audible. Go to audiblepodcast.com/WTFpod to get a free audiobook download. Do it now.
Lock the gate!
Are we doing this? Really? Wait for it. Are we doing this? Wait for it.
How?
What the fuck?
WTF.
And it's also, what the fuck? What's wrong with me?
It's time for WTF.
What the fuck?
With Marc Maron.
Okay, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers? What the fuck buddies? What the fucking ears? Adios, what the fuck Australians? Hello, what the fucking nucks? That's right, if you're listening to this on Thursday, what would it be, the 28th, I will be in Calgary at the Laugh Shop. I don't even know where Calgary is. I know it's cold. I got 3 days of downtime here. I got off the plane from Australia on Monday morning, and I left Australia on Monday morning about 2 hours later than I landed. Get it? I don't. Something happened. I crossed a line. I followed the sun. I got a day back that apparently I lost. So whatever I saw that you guys didn't in the future, it has now been erased. I have no recollection of that day that I had ahead of you. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Comedy Central. That's right, the Comedy Central. You can watch John Oliver's New York stand-up show tonight at midnight, 11 Central. That, of course, with John Oliver as the host, I did it last year, 2 years ago, however long it was. Kumail Nanjiani, Jen Kirkman, Kyle Kinane, and Al Madrigal. That's that lineup is great. And you know why? They've all been on this show. Thank you very much. Go to cc.com/standup for previews and highlights and digital exclusives. Dig that. Comedy Central. And today on the show, Andy Dick will be in here in the garage. The lovely Andy Dick, who's having a bit of success with his own podcast there. What can I tell you? I'm a little bit exhausted. I was on a plane for 14 hours, got up 3 hours before that, to get to the airport. Could not sleep on the plane because I left at 10 in the morning in Australia, the wrong time to fly back because there was no way I was going to fucking sleep. I watched 9 movies. I read a part of the Keith Richards book, which I'm reading like the Bible, very slowly, and I'm taking every bit of it in. It is so fucking great. I don't want to finish it. It's so rare that you read about one of your heroes and they become larger in your mind. How is that possible? Man, did we misjudge that guy. What a great book. That's the way it was supposed to be. That was the template set for contemporary rock and roll living. I tell you one thing, it's great to have full use of my BlackBerry again. It's great to hear all those sounds again. I was on a limited access over there in Australia because I think if I made a call, it cost, $200 in future money. So I don't know. It was complicated. If I text, it was $90. I got a bad plan. But now I have to be honest with you. I was there for 2 weeks. By the last 3 or 4 days, I was feeling completely isolated. I was getting on the internet maybe once or twice, talking to the girl, doing that business, doing some Skyping, but during the day, my phone was not able to sing to me, to yell at me to pick it up. I couldn't tweet from my phone. Do you know how lonely that is to not be able to tweet from your phone or compulsively check your Twitter? And you know what I found in that limited access, without the BlackBerry connection, without that extension of my mind and heart and neediness, was that I'm still a little lonely and sad inside. God damn it. That's why I had to get on the phone. Boy, you were like, I was abandoned out there. Let's get to the important stuff. Arriving back, thought my cat could talk, but I'd been up for 36 hours. What else? I'd forgotten what it was like to have that hallucinatory state of not sleeping for almost 2 days. If you've ever done any drugs in your life, when that happens, you feel like you're back there again. But I knew I wasn't. So I was a little tweaky. Woke up this morning. Oh, this is interesting. I want to talk about this. I was waiting on the customs line to come back into Los Angeles. A man on the plane, I saw him. He was sitting behind me, had 3 daughters and his wife, was in front of me on line to go through customs. On his luggage, he had what appeared to be a taxidermied set of goat testicles. or perhaps lamb testicles. They looked like that animal. I'm assuming it's not, his dead dog's balls that he just wanted to keep hold of. I don't know who would put balls on luggage, but I guess on some level it's an easy way to identify your luggage. Is that ours? Yes, honey. It's the balls are on them. I don't know if they're good luck. It was like a rabbit's foot, but they were balls. Who the fuck does that? Who carries around some other animal's balls with them? And then by complete coincidence, I'm driving down Eagle Rock Boulevard. I see a blue Chevy truck next to me. Had the fancy rims. It was low to the ground, pumping the hydraulics. So it was going up and down, which means a couple of things. It's sort of what I call it was a Latino-based car, obviously, and it was doing the lowrider mating ritual. But obviously wasn't for me, but there was a lot of pumping up and down, and it was a glittery blue paint, beautiful rims. On the back, black windshield, it had a Lakers emblem. And then as I pulled around behind it, I started following the car. There, dangling from the trailer hitch, a blue scrotum. Now, I'm assuming this isn't a real scrotum. I don't think he went out and killed a giant Smurf or something, but he went out of his way to have the facsimile of balls hanging off his trailer hitch. So in 2 days, I saw 2 sets of balls dangling from places they should not be. What is that? Is that impressive in any way? Does someone who responds to that? I don't understand the luggage thing. That was just weird to have the small set of real balls, but then the fake balls behind the truck. I mean, do women look at that and go, "Wow, look at that! That whole truck's a cock"? But if that was true, the perspective is off. He'd have to have an actual trailer hitched to the truck with balls on him. The first one was just upsetting, unless he honestly killed the animal that he took those balls off of. The second one just seemed unnecessary. It was just a gratuitous display of blue balls. Maybe that's what he was experiencing. Maybe that's what it is. He could just never be satisfied. Maybe that's what it is. Is that possible? Is it possible that he would put blue balls on the back of his blue truck because he just is sexually frustrated? Because then I have a little more respect for him. But I think it was more of a macho thing. I guess we all have our own version of strutting around with our balls out. But it's usually, subtle and it's not real. I guess I'm cocky. That's sort of the same thing. I guess what I'm asking is should I get a small set of balls to hang from my computer bag? Would that have any resonance at all? Balls in my computer bag? Would it? All right. Then I'm doing it. That would impress you. Here's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Customer service. Not dead. I don't know if you're like me, but I've gone through several Sonicare toothbrushes because the chargers break. I travel a lot and I buy them at Costco. So I buy 2 full sets they come in one box. And I had an old one and I didn't have the first toothbrush, and then this charger broke. So I didn't even think to call to get a charger. I thought everything's garbage. Just move on. Go buy some more Sonicares. You might as well have 6 of them, right? Well, the charger broke on this one, too. I don't know if Australia fucked with its head or what. Just couldn't handle it was in Australia and it got overloaded. Couldn't handle to be back in the States again. But it broke, and I said, fuck it. I just bought this. I'm calling Sonicare. And after being on the phone, exchanging a couple serial numbers, they're like, where can we send you a new charger and a new toothbrush? And I said, I'll tell you where. This is the best day of my life. I thought I was speaking to someone in this country. I was speaking to a company that give a shit about their customer service, and now they're sending me another Sonicare that I'm going to put balls on. That wouldn't be right. You can't put balls on a toothbrush because that has a completely other. Doesn't it have a different implication? That would just be weird, right? To have a set of balls on your toothbrush. It would be weird for me because I think that would imply something. It doesn't have the same mystery of goat's balls on a piece of luggage or a blue scrotal sack dangling from a trailer hitch. I think that if a woman came into my bathroom and saw a small set of balls hanging from my Sonicare, there would be a long conversation. Am I wrong? Boy, this was a dirty one, wasn't it? Happy to be back in the States. Clearly a little tweak still, but I did have to share the balls experience. This episode of WTF is being sponsored by Audible.com. You can go to Audible.com and get a free audiobook download on me. Plenty of things to choose from, thousands of titles. Like, for instance, coming off of our opening monologue, I went ahead and went to Audible.com and did a search for keyword balls. Yeah? And what did I come up with? The prostitute's ball. I don't know what that is. Sounds interesting. Then we've got Car Talk, which is it's not about balls, but it's the bowling ball incident episode. That is a radio/TV program that you can download for free if you go to audiblepodcast.com/WTFpod. Get yourself that free one. Invitation to the Boss's Ball. Don't know what that is. Lucille, The Life of Lucille Ball. Not what I was expecting, but certainly happy I saw it. That's an audiobook. Get that at audiblepodcast.com/WTFpod. Or perhaps you would like to get, what else they got? I already saw that. Bob Hope Show, guest star Lucille Ball. Around the World in 80 Rounds, Chasing a Golf Ball to the Land of the Midnight Sun. Not for me, but maybe for you. The Stars Tennis Balls. All right. That's by Stephen Fry. He's a smart guy, and he's reading it. audiblepodcast.com/WTFpod for your free audiobook download. Balls.
Loud and juicy. There you go.
Is that good? Is that you?
Yeah.
Can you hear yourself well?
Yeah, I like it.
Andy Dick just came to my house and he's done some dishes. He took a phone call in the bathroom. I didn't know if we were ever going to get out here. He's made some commentary on an outdoor fireplace that I'm afraid to use.
I'll buy it off you.
But, I mean, what is this fascination with fires? You just like having fires?
I am a pyromaniac. An official diagnosed. Well, nobody is actually. I've diagnosed myself.
Yeah.
Pyromaniac. As a child, I lit whole fields on fire. I would burn everything and anything. I used gasoline. One time I got a syringe from school.
Yeah.
Like one of those big ones.
Right.
Syringe, filled it with gasoline.
Made a flamethrower?
It was a flamethrower, and I lit my brother's leg on fire. He had horrible, like, 3rd-degree burns, or whatever degree is the worst. I was, let's just say I was very sexual.
Right.
All the way from as far as I can remember.
To today.
to right now. No, but seriously, I remember in 1st grade, I remember bending over all of the neighborhood kids, girls and guys.
Yeah.
This was just a fun thing. It wasn't so much sexual as curiosity.
Right.
Having them drop trowel.
Yeah.
And bend over the picnic bench.
Yeah.
And then there's like 4 or 5 of them, and I was playing butt bongos on their bare butts.
Well, that's sort of fun.
That was fun.
Sure.
But I remember my mom on the back kitchen window just tapping it. She was literally just going,
Yeah.
tapping. I look up and she just is wagging her finger.
That's
She's
a
like,
no.
No.
Wait till you're a grown man to do that. Have you?
Exactly. But let me tell you something. I had a babysitter.
Yeah, I had one of them too.
But I had
What did yours do?
Well, I had a girl babysitter that Do you have a babysitter fetish?
No, I have a couple of sexually inappropriate babysitter stories.
Good, I want to hear one.
Tell me yours first.
I have a doctor fetish. I don't care when I go to the doctor if they want to check my testicles, if they want to do that turn and cough situation.
What about the prostate?
I don't like that. I don't like things in my butt. But if they, I always feel like I don't care if they're young or old, guy or gal. If they want to feel my nuts and turn and make me turn cough, I start getting a boner.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a haggard old man in a wheelchair. If he's feeling my nuts, I just start getting turned on. It's so strange.
How often do you go to the doctor then?
I don't do it for that reason. I'm embarrassed. I get a boner and then I get embarrassed. I just don't want. I don't do it. I say no. My nuts are fine, doc.
What do they usually say? That happens sometimes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the doctors are getting into it, and
no, stop it.
No, I swear to God, I've had a couple where it's
where they're like, look at that.
It's feeling molesty, and I get uncomfortable. But let me go back to my babysitter because my babysitter.
I like the butt bongos too. I think that's something you should revisit as a grown man. Maybe you should add that into the repertoire.
I'll do it. I'll do it. But I had a male. Well, first of all, female babysitters.
Yeah.
I would watch them fuck. They'd bring their boyfriends over, and I would just watch them fuck.
More than one?
Oh yeah, bunch. And then, but there was a male babysitter.
Wait, did they know you were watching?
No.
Oh no. Yeah.
And there was a male babysitter that I found attractive. I found attractive.
Sure.
And I remember as a child, I came up to I guess to his chest. I was like a kid, but I remember him, going to the bathroom. He must have been like 20 or something.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to pull his pants down just to look at his butt.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. I was like very sexual.
But that's maybe natural curiosity. I had a babysitter that once, when me and my brother, she was like, picked up this huge book and laid on the bed and said, I don't feel anything when I read. So me and my brother undressed her. We pulled her pants down and looked at her vagina. We had no idea what to do with it, but we looked at it, and I think we had a pachinko machine, the pachinko.
Yes, I remember those.
Yeah, I think we dropped pachinko machine balls into her, not into her vagina, but onto it. Just
if people don't know, it's kind
Japanese
of a
pinball machine.
Japanese pinball machine that stands upright and
with little balls,
little tiny silver
ball bearing.
ball bearings.
So we just had those laying
the size
around,
of a dime.
right? And we just kind of dropped them into her bush. And thought that was the best we could do.
Oh, you got a Picanto machine.
Picanto. Then another one I remember showed us her boobs, and there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of stripping. I did a lot of streaking. and a lot of shitting.
I knew a guy in high school. You kind of remind me of that in junior high. His name was Caleb, and he would show his cock to anybody.
Yeah.
You would do that? That kind of guy?
I always was always trying to get all my friends to go streaking with me.
Right.
And one time, I'm out there in the middle of the night. It's actually turning into early morning. And we're all streaking.
Yeah.
We're going from just running through the neighborhood. This is in Pennsylvania, in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, running through the streets naked.
Where's
like
that
I
in
said,
the state?
It's near Pittsburgh. Running like an hour away. Running through the streets. The sun's coming up. And I swear to God, I see my dad walking our dog.
And how many naked men are running?
I think it's me and like two other guys.
Yeah.
No girls.
Right.
No girls. But he didn't see me.
How many siblings do you have?
Can I tell you a story? How many what?
Siblings.
One other brother, his name is Jeff Dick. He lives on a boat in Florida that I bought him. And he's constantly drunk, but I love him. He actually has a YouTube page where he does, it's called, Drunk Chef Jeff, and he does, stunts that are far more dangerous than Jackass. He's idiotic when it comes to his stunts.
What was the other sibling?
And that's it, just him. And we were both adopted from different families, and he's part American Indian. But let me tell you a story.
And you have drug problems and drinking problems.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
And how are you today?
I'm fine. I have
Thank
one too.
You do?
Sure. I've been sober 11 years. So you're going to tell a story about what?
My dad.
Yeah.
This is now I'm full blown experimenting with homosexuality.
How old are you?
I'm probably 17, maybe 18.
Did you look at it as experimenting, or did you just look at it as what you wanted to do? Were you aware that, this
No, because I didn't know what to do. Like,
But what did experiment mean? You found a straight guy, and you were like, "Hey, can I touch your pee-pee?" Or what? What is it?
Yeah, there was a guy in school. He was on the track team. If you're out there, give me a call. Actually, he did give me a call about a few years ago. I would say about 5-10 years ago. He called me up. He said, "I'm married. I got kids. I want to see you again." This is the guy that I'm about to tell the story about.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my God, are you kidding? Come on out. Fly out to L.A.
Sure.
Let's meet."
Yeah.
This guy, we were 17 and 18. He was svelte, good looking. He was on the track team. He was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Ding dong, shows up at my doorstep, at my door. Fat as hell, hairy, ugly. And
this is recently?
And I just couldn't do it.
Was he looking to do it?
Yes. He said, please, let's hook up like we used to. And I said, I actually tried. I felt bad, and I tried. We went out. We went into his car. We drove, because he had a rental car.
Oh, poor guy. Probably been repressing this for so many years.
God,
you were the only guy he knew that
would
do it. Yeah.
But then listen to one of he taught me how to masturbate. Okay, that's how that came out. I remember he said,
how old?
I told you, 17 or 18. I was a late bloomer.
With masturbating?
I came once when I was 12, and I didn't come again.
What were you doing to come?
The first time I came, my fat neighbor said, "Watch this. Watch what I can do to your dick." And he just went, ba, 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 ba. I remember I was thinking about a certain girl that I liked. And when I was thinking about the girl.
How old was the fat neighbor?
This is why I'm confused.
Well, how old was the fat neighbor?
People call me, we were the same age.
Oh, okay.
We were both 12.
Yeah.
We were both 12, and he was like fat. He was obese.
Yeah.
He was this obese
And he just
guy.
was like,
just
"Watch
wanted
this."
to play with my dick.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, whatever. I don't.
Well, I
why?
think
Why? What's going to happen? I literally, no one taught me anything.
Well, that was sort
boom,
of
boom,
like
boom, 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 and it felt like my insides had. I think that's when my nuts dropped.
Right
Because it
then?
felt like right then and there. Because it felt like my insides turned upside down, but yet it felt great. And then I smelled it. Smelled like chlorine, and I started dry heaving, and I ran to the bathroom. And
It sounded like he was just almost like turning you on to a drug. Like you should know this trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It
Right.
was.
And
And then years later, 5 years later, after not coming for 5 fucking years,
How does somebody so sexual and so tweaked as you not come for 5 years? I would think
just
he would
didn't.
be.
I didn't know I could do it myself. I was retarded, and I find myself having fantasies about him. I remember after he taught me how. He told me, I have one ball.
Yeah.
I only have one ball.
That's hot.
And I like, that's. Well, it isn't. But I said, that's weird. Can I see it?
Yeah.
And then he took his pants off, and then I started getting turned on because he looked great without
Yeah.
clothes.
Right.
And then he taught me how to masturbate.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded he had braces at the time.
Yeah.
He blew me.
Yeah.
He blew me, and he would blow me on like on a weekly basis. He blew me.
Yeah.
I got a lot of blowjobs from girls and guys in high school. To the point where I don't even like them anymore.
Well, I
don't
mean,
even prefer
no,
them.
but like, but you know,
But I
people-
didn't tell you the story yet. But I'll get to it. But where we
Which
go.
one?
With him, where let me just get
All right,
to
go
it.
ahead,
So,
yeah.
so we were in an advanced experimental stage where we're past blowjobs and we're completely drunk on Jack Daniels in my living room of my house
That's what I
late
used
at
to
night.
drink. Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 or 4, 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Once again, the sun's starting to come up.
Yeah.
And I guess my dad, since he was a lieutenant commander on a submarine and he had that Navy
Intuition.
regimen. No, just that schedule.
I
of
was
getting
trying to wake up. Yeah.
super early. We're in
Check the troops.
and he did on this particular
Onto the lower
day.
deck.
He comes downstairs, and this is at a moment where we are both butt ass naked.
Yeah.
He's on all fours.
Yeah.
And we're both laughing. Well, he's laughing. And then he starts throwing up, and I open the sliding glass door just so he could stick his head out and throw up outside, but I'm on top of him. Like, it looks like I'm fucking him in
Yeah.
the butt, because he's on all fours, and I'm
you
on him,
weren't?
and we're both naked. No, I wasn't, and I never did.
Yeah.
With him. And so he's on all fours. I'm on him, looking like I'm humping him. He's head out the sliding glass door, vomiting, and I'm laughing hysterically. I turn, and my dad is standing right there.
What's up, fellas? What did he say?
He said nothing, and he turned around and walked out, and we never talked about it.
Well, that probably happens on the submarine all the time. It's probably nothing new to him.
No, probably. I never thought of that.
It might be.
I wish we talked about it. He's not alive anymore, and now I miss my mom and dad.
They're both dead?
Both, and I miss them. And when they died at the time, I was like, great, now I can just like let my hair down. But I really miss them.
Well,
now.
what do you
It was early
regret having not said?
on. Well, nothing. I mean,
Oh.
we always said that we loved each other and all that jazz.
Were they always concerned about you, or did they reprimand you? I mean,
Yeah, my
did
dad-
your dad handle that?
My dad always wanted, he got to see my early stages of comedy, and it went downhill from there. But he always said, I really wish you would be more like Bill Cosby.
Black and old.
I know. I didn't, seriously.
Well, but were they alive for news radio?
No, my mom was, but my dad died when I was like 21 or 22.
Now,
but my mom was at the very, very beginning. In fact, I had to fly up there.
Yeah.
I flew up there because she started getting real bad.
Pennsylvania?
No. At this point, she got remarried and lived in Olympia, Washington, and I flew up there, and she died right in front of me. And then, it's almost like
She waited for you to do it.
she waited and then gave me the gift of, because it really was special and awesome it really
What
was to
happened?
be there with her.
Oh, she have cancer?
She had cancer and she just died right in front of me. And when she did, she kind of lifted out of the bed. And this is just like my mom. My mom was very sarcastic and very funny. I think
Yeah.
I got my humor from her. She literally was laying there, back like this,
Yeah.
not doing well. And the nurse, because she was at home, we did the hospice thing. The nurse said, her kidneys are shutting down, this is shutting down. She's actually dying right before your eyes. And I thought, she's like, can't hear me, and she
Right.
wasn't responding or anything.
Right.
But out of the blue, she sat up, opened her eyes, and shrugged and went, well, she just was like, I guess it's time to go.
Is that true?
I swear to God. She went, oh, and laid down and died.
Oh my God.
It was magical, really. And it was a gift she gave me. And I was able to get on a plane and go back and shoot that episode of News Radio because I told them I'm going to have to miss it. And then that episode was dedicated to my mom, but they misspelled her name. They misspelled it.
Did you have them fix it?
I think I begged them to fix it for the DVD. I don't know if they did.
So now you and your brother are both adopted. Mm-hmm. Did you find your real parents?
I did. I asked my mom when she was still alive. I said, I'm no offense or no disrespect.
Yeah, they
to
got
you,
to expect it.
But I really am curious. And can you help me out? My mom started crying in front of my eyes. Just start crying.
Yeah.
So I never brought it up again. Then when they died, I still took 2 or 3, maybe even 5 years. And I said, you know what? I'm just curious.
I can't. I don't know how you couldn't be. What do you need?
I need it. Oh, I have one. I just have phlegm in that shake. Yeah, I'm just curious. You can edit that out, right?
Maybe.
I hate you.
Oh, that's what you're going to get worried about?
Well, it's just so gross.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I found them.
That's what. Yeah. Were they together? Were they separate? What was it?
No. My mom. Here's the whole story in a nutshell. My mom was 17 in high school. She got knocked up from a amateur boxer. He was Golden Gloves, 5 states, and he was a bricklayer. And she only had sex once with one person at the time. It was him. She got pregnant with me. She went to him and said, look, I think I'm pregnant with your child. And he said, no, it's impossible. He denied it, and they never talked again. And I found her, and we really connected.
Could you see a resemblance and everything?
Yeah. Her name is Lynn Tomlinson, and finding her was incredible and crazy, and it would take a whole hour to tell you that story. But I found her. Amarillo, Texas. I was conceived on Route 66. You know, they fucked in a house right on the historic Route 60.
Did you go put a plaque there?
I should.
Conception place of Andy Dick?
I should.
Yeah.
And she, and I met her and I brought her out here and we had this, we connected and we walked along the beach.
Was she surprised?
Oh yeah. She was overjoyed.
Did she know who you were?
Overjoyed.
Did she know News Radio or anything else?
I don't think she did, but she quickly learned because her other kids, she had kids and she got married and divorced and she has a whole life, you know.
So you have all these half brothers.
Yeah, I do.
Did you meet them?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So we're on the beach. We see whales. I've never seen whales in the wild before or since.
Yeah.
But with my mom, it was magical. Once again, it was a really magical experience. But then this feeling started creeping into my system, into my psyche or my mind or my emotion or whatever it was.
Yeah.
This feeling of, oh, now you want to be part of my life? And that I couldn't get rid of. I couldn't get rid of this nasty, like, you fucking bitch, you're the one that got rid of me.
But you brought her...
You crapped me out of your fucking cunt, and then you threw me away. I really, got
But you brought her into your life.
I did. It's like a weird dichotomy. I know.
Did you say that to her? That's very touching.
Yeah.
You crapped me out of your cunt, and then you threw me away. Did you?
No, she knows how I feel, and I'm struggling with it to this day.
You talked to her?
Yes, but not. At first, it was like I said,
yeah.
magical.
Right.
We were talking all the time.
Then
and
why did you get rid of me?
And then I don't talk to her much. But then I got mad at her because I said, "Can you help me get in touch with the father?" She's like, "No, he's not a good person." That's literally what she said.
Does she know you?
He is not a good person.
Sorry.
Fuck you.
Okay.
Okay, are we done?
No.
I'm gonna walk out like Gallagher.
No, I don't think you're a bad person.
I'm not.
I just think you have a bad good time.
No, I have a great time, and other people around me
have a problem with it.
I don't know what their problem is. By the way, I'm sober. Just so
Okay.
you know, I'm completely stone cold sober, and I've been sober for a while.
I'm hung up on this idea that did you feel that all your life? When did you learn that you were adopted?
I always knew because they told me all forever. And there was a book called The Chosen Child. They tried to smooth everything over with this children's book called The Chosen Child, so that I had the feeling that I was chosen.
You're special.
I was special.
Well, you are special. But I mean, did that thing happen? Did that hang over you your entire life? Like, why did my parents throw me away? Why was I?
Just as a simple curiosity.
Right.
But I'll tell you, people who are adopted, there's a book called The Primal Wound.
My brother has 3 adopted children.
Let me tell you something. It can't not tweak your brain. It can't not tweak your brain. You're
Right.
with someone for 9 months, sharing a heartbeat, sharing fluids. You're with them. You come out, and if you're immediately taken away from them forever, it's just your brain goes, what? Where's that person I was just in for 9 months?
Where's that person I share all that organic
liquid
substance with?
Yeah. It's like you're off kilter for the rest of your life. And then I bought a book that everybody said, gotta read this, gotta read this, gotta read this. And it was called The Primal Wound. I started reading it, and the woman who was adopted said that her psychiatrist made her write a letter to her mother, her real biological mother, with
Right.
her left hand, because she's going to access a different part of her brain that's more truthful.
Right.
You know, this could be all bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyway, she started writing the letter, and she said, "Dear Mommy, when are you coming to pick me up?"
Oh.
And she put the pencil down, and that's when I put the fucking book down. I started bawling my eyes out. I completely related. And the other thing that I remember from the book before she got to that part was that it's called The Primal Wound.
Yeah.
And she said, it is never going to heal. So I'm thinking, why am I reading this fucking book then? I'm trying to heal and move along. If it's never going to heal, fuck the book and fuck it.
Maybe they want you to accept it and grieve properly.
I don't know what to do. I don't even know how I would. And I think maybe this is part of the process.
I feel that.
With the mother that I met. I met her, and now fuck you.
Well, now, okay, so maybe you'll get through that, maybe you won't, but at least you have some closure there. Did you meet the boxer?
I finally did. At first, fascinated. I love him. He's fun. Very hardcore accent.
Where's he from?
He's like this. Oh, man, I wish I saved some of the messages. He's from Amarillo, Texas. They're both.
And they're still there.
Both of them. But when she got pregnant, it was such a travesty. And it was that's in 1965. She was carted off to Charleston, South Carolina for the 9 months that I was inside of her
family?
pussy.
Yeah.
And with family.
I think you were in her womb.
Well, and I came out of the puss.
Yeah, that's right. The puss.
Okay.
Sure.
Then she crapped me out, and then she came back to Amarillo. So I met my dad. He, slowly, I'm in this gorgeous condo I used to live.
Is he a macho dude?
Yeah.
Tough guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to fight dogs.
So you walk in there.
He had 30 fucking pit bulls that he used to fight.
You walk in there with your kind of gay self?
Exactly. He walks in my place. I flew him out.
Oh, boy.
And I lived in these gorgeous condos, those ones at Barham.
And you went,
They're
hi!
gorgeous. Is that how I talk?
No, you could.
You know what? Seth MacFarlane on American Dad just last week, they portrayed me. Whenever they make fun of me, he usually calls me up and says, "Do you want to come in and play yourself?"
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Yes, I'd rather me do it than some other fag
Yeah.
or some other person acting like a fucking fag. And that's what they did on American Dad. They got Nick Kroll to come in, and everybody does it like this, and I'm anti-Zach. Like I'm not that fucking fruity.
Like
you
you're
fucking assholes.
like a manic Paul Lynn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a Paul Lynn on speed.
Exactly. On American Dad, that alien thing talks like Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Yeah, I ain't my favorite Kellen. He talks exactly like Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
I mean, it should have got me to play that part. I'm just fucking pissed at Seth right now.
All right, so your dad walks in.
Walks in my beautiful condo. We're getting along. Things are great. I actually filmed it. And the whole first meeting of him, I filmed it because I was I had that ankle bracelet where you can't drink for a year.
Yeah.
And I pretended like that was house arrest. And I did a short series on Atom.com, ATOM, called House Arrest with Andy Dick.
Yeah.
Adam Carolla was a guest, Dr. Drew, Tom Green, my father's, I never aired. I just I didn't even edit it together because I got disgusted within hours. He started literally walking around going, "So how much is this condo worth? So how much did you pay for this?"
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, "Oh, it's like I think 1.2 million or." then I caught myself and I realized he's really just trying to get
Working
in on
angle.
my fucking money. And I'm like, I looked at him and
Did
thought
you look
to myself,
like him?
yeah, I did. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Really? I just get in touch with you and you're already trying to get my fucking money. So he went back and I just stopped calling him. I stopped because we had a long relationship over the phone for a while. Oh, the first call was, I think I'm your son.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you ain't. I don't have a son. Click.
Oh boy.
Like,
he knew that.
right-
He knew that call was coming.
Yeah, right away. He was a
Yeah.
fucking dick. Then he found, I said my name and I said everything and I said, you check it out. His daughter, who's my half sister, Rhonda, who she's actually a beautiful person.
Yeah.
She told him, you know, he's that's true. He's anti, you should check him. He's on TV and all this. And then all of a sudden I get a call
Mr.
back.
TV star.
It's fucking ridiculous. But anyhow, I was going to say that, he started getting, you know, I guess he's a man that's used to getting what he wants.
Sure.
He's this macho, like I said, Golden Gloves boxer in 5 states.
Yeah.
And he started leaving messages on
Yeah.
my machine going, you fucking fruity little faggot. I want you to come out here to Amarillo and look me in the eyeballs. If you ain't gonna answer your fucking phone, then you come out here and we're gonna talk it out man to man, you fucking little fruity dress wearing, skirt wearing faggot.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Is your
I'm talking about tons of messages.
your
like that.
biological father?
My biological father calling me a fucking faggot.
Did it make you upset?
I was laughing. And I recently,
Because you really don't have a relationship with this
I don't
guy.
give a shit. The
Yeah.
guy's desperately trying to connect with me.
So he can
Fuck
get your money.
You fucking idiot.
But
asshole.
did you feel it was always about the money?
Yeah, oh yeah. But then after a while, he really got the message. And I did just see him 2 months ago in Texas because I did a little tour of my one-man show, you know, which is very musical. You probably have no idea about it, but
What is it?
it's just me on stage, and I do songs that are original that tell stories about
When did you do
what we're
this?
talking about now. I do it all the time. I've been doing it for 20 years. And
But I mean, is this different than the act that you do in a comedy club?
no, it's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, okay,
Yeah, it's
so-
very. You've never seen it. When I do it in L.A., I would love for you to come. But anyways, I did San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and Austin just a few months ago. It was a little bit disastrous, but my dad showed up at
Like,
one
what
of
does
them.
that mean? How many people did you?
Oh no, the people came. And
No, but I
everything.
mean, weren't there? What kind of problems happened?
I don't want to get into that. Let me talk.
All right, go ahead.
Let me talk about my
All right.
dad's show. My dad. I got a message from him saying, "You're gonna be. I hear you're gonna be in Texas. I'll see you in Dallas." Click. And I said, "Oh, I don't fucking care." He at this point he had been leaving messages apologizing for. He had 17 years sober. He stopped drinking.
So he's an alcoholic.
He's an alcoholic,
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, and you.
I don't cotton to those phrases.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't like thinking.
Did I
of
call
it-
myself an alcoholic?
I called you one.
Oh, okay.
I don't like thinking of it as a disease, and
You think
You
of
know.
it as a hobby?
yeah, I would more so. It's a hot. I cannot tell you that I'm not going to drink again. I cannot honestly look you in the face and say I'm never going to drink again. But I'll tell you what, I don't prefer it right now.
Do you see it as a problem?
We can say that I've had problems
Not only could we say it, but most of America could probably say it.
directly relate to drinking alcohol.
By the way, you came in with quite a drink.
Yeah, every morning and every night, I started adding it to my nightly routine. I make this concoction that is it's like green swamp water, but it's so healthy. It's the reason that I have been able to party so hard. I guess I am proud of this fact, but I can outdrink anybody.
But you don't think you're an alcoholic?
I just don't subscribe to
The alcohol.
terms.
You
like
mean you
that.
don't? You
Here's
don't
why.
subscribe that it's a disease?
Here's why. If I do, I get angry about it. I get angry at people because if people, you, him, her, America, if they're looking at me and going, look at that guy, poor guy, he suffers from alcoholism. It's a disease. That guy has a disease. Mm-hmm. Then why are they making fun of me? Why would you make fun of somebody that has lupus?
You're a public person.
Yeah, but
And
if
there's
it's a disease, why are you making fun of somebody with a disease? Why don't you go, poor guy, like the Charlie Sheen crap? Like,
I'm with you on that.
I look at him and I go, why is everybody goading him on?
Yeah,
like
he's
the
in
guy is troubled. Is it true about the machete?
I don't know. He seems to be in a manic break of some kind.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
And like,
Well, I think
terribly wrong.
But I think people say that about you. But it seems to me that you seem to embrace it, that there's some part of you that likes this kind of attention.
No, I don't. When I drink heavily, I'd prefer to not have it be public.
Well, how much of that shit that you get in trouble for is in a blackout?
Exactly. Enough said.
A lot of it.
That's enough said. Really. So at a certain point, I lose.
Right.
I can't. I'm not. I already don't have a filter on my mouth or my actions. You add 20 beers to that?
Well, that's what I figured. I was looking over your stuff and the trouble you've had, and like as opposed to talking about it specifically, it doesn't interest me. But it seems to me that it's blackout behavior.
Yeah.
Like you literally come to and you're like, I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's drinking too much.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that there are many, 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 many times in my life where I drank too much. But I'm telling you, I'm still trying to, not right this second. In fact, I'm not going to drink for, there's been times where I haven't drank for 3 years, 3 years in a row, a year in a row here, a year and a half over here, 2 months here, 1 month here, a week here. And right now I know I'm in a very long stretch of complete abstinence and sobriety. And I welcome the program. I'm around people that are in the program. I need support. I'm in contact with Dr. Drew.
But do you do anything to change your state of mind? I mean, do you have money left? I mean, is it destroyed you?
Yeah, it has destroyed me. Mostly my reputation and people's faith or trust in me to be able to. The thing is that I never showed up drunk and I never missed work. I never, I was always a very, very good. The people that have worked with me in the past will work with me again, and so I am working.
Well, that's interesting.
Did CSI. I did 2 episodes of Community. I just met with a network last week to do another show. So I have money. I have land and property that's not liquid.
Where are you living now?
I live in. What? You son of a bitch. I live in the back of my ex's house. I live in a shed.
The first ex?
No. No.
You have how many? You have 3 kids.
I have 3 kids with 2 different women. And my son Lucas
is doing stand-up.
Just moved to New York to do stand-up. And he moved with no contacts, nobody to live with. He sent me a text this morning that said, I found a place to stay, and here's my view. It was a picture text.
Yeah.
He said, here's the view from the top bunk of where I'm staying. And it was looking down onto a computer at a little desk, and on the computer screen was the poster for Brokeback Mountain.
What does that mean?
I said, get the fuck out of there. Take the first plane back. It's enough that I'm a little faggoty, but I don't want my son. I don't want that. My son is completely straight. But
is this from the first marriage or the first woman?
Yeah, I was married to her. She got pregnant, and we raced to the courthouse and got married. So that my son wouldn't be a bastard.
You have a son and a daughter?
I have a son and 2 bastards. Well, no, I have a son and then another son who I guess is a bastard.
Yeah,
we never got married.
No, with the second one.
With the second one.
So
and then a daughter. What is it called when the daughter's out of wedlock?
A
bastardess? A bitch?
No, I think
a whore. They're both beautiful kids. My kids are way better.
I can't even see the
me.
weird thing.
They're way better than me because the mothers.
Well,
the mothers raised them great.
How were you? Were you present? Were you a father?
Well, here's what I
can't
said.
see you
Every
as a
time,
father.
Well, I am, and I'm a damn good one if I can say so myself.
Well, can you?
Yeah, just said it. So yes, please. I'm a
not
really
being-
good father.
I'm not
That's
being
why.
confrontational.
Well, you can be. I don't mind. But that's why I saw the movie. Funny People that I'm in. I don't even think I would have seen it had I not been in it and got invited to the premiere. So I went, I saw it, and I have I say one word or something that I improvised. But the story of it was almost like Judd Apatow, who's a friend of mine from back in the, Ben Stiller show.
You're
days.
part of that crew, yeah.
Yeah. The story really hit a nerve for me because it was about a guy who got really caught up in his career and never had kids, but then he met this girl that had kids and I just realized that I was just missing out on. But the thing is that every girl that became pregnant with me, there's others too, but they just had abortions. But these 2 girls, I said, look, if you want to keep the baby, you can do whatever you want, but I can't promise you that I will physically be there, but I'll be there as much as I can, and I'll completely financially support you. Completely. So,
That's the way it went?
It's up to you. Yeah, and the thing is that for every single one of my kids, I was there. And I'm talking about every day for the first at least 5 years, which really are the most formulative and important years. And then there would be a rift in our relationship, and eventually we would break up.
At 5, there's a rift?
For me, I don't know why, but at about
they said,
5,
fuck you, Dad. You get out of here?
No. There's a rift in mine and the girl's
Right.
relationship.
Oh, I get it. Right.
I was living with them up
Right.
until 5 years, and then me and the girl would break up, and then I would just visit, or the kids would come visit me. But for the first 5 years of every single one of my 3 kids, I'm there. I'm fucking wiping their poop off their butt. I'm taking care of them. Lucas, I wasn't even on TV yet when I had Lucas.
How old is Lucas now?
He's 22.
And how old's the girl?
I'm 45, by the way. She's 13. So there's only like 5 more years until she's
how old's the other one?
Girl. 16.
The girl.
No.
2 boys and a girl.
Yeah, 2 boys and a girl.
Now, how's your relationship with all of them?
Fantastic. Like I said, I really am a good father. They love me. I love them. And
do they see you as a father or some guy that's crazy?
Both. They know that their father's fucking
Andy Dick.
But exactly. And they have to put up with a lot of fucking shit that I really don't like. And there's nothing I can do except move forward and keep trying to, it's like treading water though at this point. Like there's so much crap.
Like I've talked to Ben, I've talked to people that know you, I've talked to Dino, and you're a very talented guy. Like you said, you show up for work. You've done great television work.
Thank you.
No one denies the fact that you're incredibly funny. Mm-hmm. But now it seems that your notoriety has overwhelmed or overtaken.
It did. I know.
Like you're never going to be able to separate yourself from your infamy.
Unless maybe possibly the only way is to literally never drink again. Ever. Never touch a drop. Like you.
Yeah.
Like, why did you stop? Can I ask you? Why did you stop? And how have you been able to not drink for 17 years?
11.
11 years.
7, that's your dad. But he started drinking again?
After he met me.
Seriously?
I swear to God, he started drinking again.
Did you get him drinking again?
No.
Oh.
But that's where the messages started coming out of his drunken.
Oh,
really? He would play Johnny Cash and sing it, and then he'd turn it off and just go into a.
So he's wasted.
Hate rant.
Did you relate to that?
No, because I don't hate him. I never left him any hate.
No, but when you get drunk, you just seem to want to fuck things. Or touch things that you shouldn't.
What I really want to do is provoke people. I love seeing reactions.
Do you like getting hit?
Oh, no. But I have been hit. But no, I don't. Who likes to get, well, I guess some people do. But no.
Oh, you know what story you never told? I just remembered it.
What?
When you were on my show, off the mic, there was something about a cop, a female cop, and acid. And do you remember having a relationship with a female cop?
Mm-hmm. I was doing, she's trying to get in touch with me recently too. I don't know. I don't want to get her in trouble with her husband, but she was the arresting officer, when I was doing, this is all coming full circle because I was doing celebrity poker in New Orleans and I was sitting next to Joy Behar. This is before The View.
What did she say? Andy, what's the matter with you?
Yeah, exactly. She literally is like that. But I love her. I'm doing her show this week.
I'm sure you are.
Well, because everybody wants my opinion of Charlie Sheen. The last time I did her show, it was when Lindsay was going into jail. Like, I have a PhD on this fucking topic.
That's so funny that they're looking at you as a voice of reason, and you're the only one that still has been able to continue doing drugs.
Dodging bullets left and right.
Like, let's ask Andy.
When I did her show the last time,
he's still fucked up, but he's funny at least.
I know when she had me on for the Lindsay thing, I was drunk.
Do you know Lindsay?
And I apologize. Yeah, we used to hang out a little bit.
Because, like, I feel just because I have this amount of sobriety, we'll get back to the story in a minute, and you asked me specific questions about my sobriety, is that, like, because I'm so, you know, in my mind, I get very moved by the struggle of people that are fighting with addiction. And when I hear about that struggle, like I haven't talked about Charlie on air at all, other than I compared him to Icarus. That that he's, you know, eventually his wings are going to melt and he's going to come toppling down. Yes. And I don't think what we're seeing here is a drug problem. I think he's having a manic fucking episode. Yeah. And I don't know how long it'll last, but my father's manic depressive, and I know that, you know, the sort of grandiosity and the feeling of the amazing feeling of power that comes with mania is what I see.
Yeah, me too.
And it's almost, he might be close to psychotic break.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem drug related. So the sad thing is that we've got all this media predatory culture that, you know, because he's so confident and he wants the attention that they're going to give it to him because he's asking for it in this weird state that he's in.
And but you're right. Something's got to give.
Of course,
something's got to give.
So what your question with me was that what I realize is that basically, in its basic stuff, that there's no way that I can use drugs or drink safely. That I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to, you know, hurt other people either emotionally. You know, I'm going to cause trouble. Yeah, it's just and there's no way I can control it once it starts. So, you know, I had to figure out how not to start. So on a day-to-day basis, you know, the rigmarole, you know, I don't start, and I also, you know, after a period of time, I no longer romanticized it. Look, I got a nicotine patch on, you know, I masturbate a lot, you know, I have, I have sex fairly often. It's not like I'm some sort of saint, but that was basically my approach to it, is that, and after a while, the obsession sort of lessened, and I stopped romanticizing it, because there's that, you know, if you love this shit.
You don't miss it at all. You don't want to just sit down and
do blow for 3 days
and cuddle up and watch an episode of, I don't know what your favorite show is. I'm gonna guess House.
With what, a drink
and then
or with a line?
A glass of wine.
I never drank. I never
so
drank
you
like
liked
that.
Coke.
I like Coke. I like booze. I smoked a lot of pot.
I like beer and I like wine.
Yeah,
But
the thing is with me is like, okay, cuddling up. There's no way I'm gonna drink one. I mean, what's the point of drinking if you're not going to get fucked up? And okay, so there you are, cuddled up, you know, watching reruns of Oprah or whatever with your glass of wine.
Drop Dead Diva.
Okay, Drop Dead Diva.
It's another girls show, but I love it.
But so how long before you're like, you finish the bottle and now you're making calls, like, you know,
to get another bottle or to get some blow? I know.
It's only 9:30 and I'm wasted.
And 9:30 a.m.
What happened? Why are the cops here?
Oh, God. I have made friends with the cops in my neighborhood. They know where I live. They know how to take me home. They're basically my local cab company.
So we didn't talk about where you live. You live at your ex-wife's place?
I live in a shed. I live in, I think it's called a tough shed, but I pimped it out and I put $5,000 into it, and I have hardwood floors, and it's just, and insulation into a fucking shed. Yeah. Laugh it up.
Have you put it on camera yet? I'd love to see a pimped out shed.
Laugh it up.
You put hardwood floors in a shed like that thing's right out here? Like a metal, like corrugated metal?
Kind of like that. Like this garage we're in right now.
That's nice.
I'll take pictures with my brand new iPhone I just got. And I'll email them to you, and you can.
Is it as big as this, or is it bigger?
It's about this big. And then it's just like this. There's no running water. There's no.
Where do you shit and wash things?
In the main house. I'm allowed to go in the 4-bedroom, deliciously beautiful main house.
Did you pay for that house?
Well, I pay for everything. I pay for all of the 52-inch. There's 4 fucking screens, flat screens. I pay for all of them.
You're in the shed?
I have one in the shed. My shed is pimped out. I don't need anything anymore. I'm 45. That's what that movie taught me. I don't need these things.
Which movie?
The Funny People, the Judd Apatow movie. It really is a good movie.
No, I know.
I really liked it. It's not a comedy to me. I was crying. I never laughed, but I cried.
I don't know if he anticipated that you would get this message out of it to feng shui your life and strip everything fucking down.
I got rid of every single thing.
So you identified with the guy with cancer, is what you're saying.
There was a little piece of me in every single character.
I'm sure.
Including the women.
A little piece of you in everybody. There's nothing remains untouched by Andy Dick.
Come on. So anyhow, I live in there, and only twice I had to shit. It was pouring down rain. It's 4 a.m. I had diarrhea from drinking, and I didn't want to. I just couldn't do it. So I went. I pooped in my piss bucket. I peed.
Why didn't you just go shit outside?
I did, because it was pouring down rain. I did that. The other time I pooped on my fake artificial grass patch I have out front. I pooped on it, and then when I got up in the morning, it was gone because my dogs ate it.
Okay. That's a good story.
It's disgusting.
So now you're living in the shed because it's a Buddhist approach to things. You've decided that this is how you're going to rough it.
Yeah, but I don't equate it to any religion or anything.
You
but
just
I
simplified your life.
Just simplified my life. I don't want
in the
anything.
backyard of the house you own. Do you get along with that woman?
It's there's a reason why we're not going out. But yeah, as friends, you if I could just snap my fingers and show you what it was like just the other night. We're sitting by the fire together in silence, both reading books. I'm reading Adam Carolla's book right now, by the way. It's really
well. You're
fun.
not an easy man, clearly.
Well, when I'm not drinking, I can curl up by the fire and read a book.
So what
Greg Fitzsimmons' book is really good.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
but what is everyone telling you? What's Dr. Drew telling you? What is this support system
Not to
telling
drink.
you?
Everybody, you and everybody
I didn't
else,
say-
and my ex.
I didn't tell you not to drink. I
Can-
just
can
told
I-
you how I didn't drink.
Can I drink?
If you'd like.
You're funny.
But wait, I could add the passive aggressive part. What happened the last time you drank?
That's good. That's all you really need to say. I mean, there's obviously a reason I stopped again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah. Well, I actually got really sick. I was crapping blood.
From drinking.
I'm guessing.
Did that stop?
It was like.
Did it stop?
Oh yeah. Everything's fine.
Well, look, I know, what I understand about you and what, then I read a little bit about you because I didn't know all the horrendous dynamics between.
Yeah, but a lot of it's bullshit.
But between you and Lovitz, what was that about?
Bullshit.
I mean, it's a long time ago already. I'm sure you've hashed it out over and over again, but.
No, I really don't talk about it because Phil Hartman to me was a surrogate father. My dad died and I adopted Phil as my dad. And Phil was really like the dad that I never had. Because
Yeah.
my dad, like I told you, was just this. He was a hammer. He was mean, angry.
He didn't hit you though, did he?
He hit my brother,
Jeff,
which I hear is worse. I hear it's worse to watch somebody get hit.
Like he beat the shit out of him?
Yes. And as somebody watching,
Is he Jeff older?
it's worse. He's 1 year younger, but he was just a little bastard. He was just wouldn't do.
And you heard it was
told.
worse to watch?
I hear it's worse because you're helpless and you can't process it. When you're getting hit, the physical pain of it all, you can process it and it still sucks. But to have somebody watch it, I hear psychologically is worse.
Well, now
Psychologically.
the thing with Hartman that you were close to him.
Very close. You don't know. I was the only one from the cast of News Radio that would go to his house. I went to his house with Lena. I would, she's the one
The
I
first
had two
wife.
kids with. No,
Yeah, second.
we would go to his house on Thanksgiving, Christmas, things like that. The only one. He was the only one that came into my. I still own it. This 1955 Airstream Silver Bullet trailer. It was like $20,000, all decked out. I used to live in that.
Yeah.
But I just got sick of hitting my head every time I'd go in and out because you have to duck and
Right.
you never get used to it.
Yeah.
And I would hit it hard. So the shed has a normal sized door. And so anyhow, he was like a surrogate father. He was my father. He would give me great advice and this and that. And then he tragically died because his wife was on Zoloft and then went off it, and then any kind of pills can really fuck you up. And she shot him and shot herself, and people blame me.
Why?
Because they say that I gave Phil's wife, Bryn was her name.
I remember. I met them once.
Great couple. They were a great loving couple. Great family. The kids are great. Everybody was great. Then pills just fucked her up.
Why did they blame you? Did you give them to her?
No.
Oh.
Her and I partied one night with her, me, and Billy Idol's wife at the time. I don't know if they're still together.
Yeah.
And it was a one night thing months and months prior at Phil's house.
Yeah.
And we were all just kind of partying. Not
Phil too?
Not Phil. No, he didn't party.
Yeah.
He would come in. I was going to say he used to come into my trailer He was the only cast member, him and Candy Alexander, the black woman.
Yeah.
We were the only 3 pot smokers.
Right.
But I would smoke a lot of pot, and they would just take one puff in my trailer.
Yeah.
It was like a Tommy Chong kind of metal bong. They would just come and take one puff and leave.
Just go to the exhaust pipe and suck out.
Gigantic.
And you'd hear you
aluminum.
inside going.
So anyhow, Phil Hartman died. And then, but right before, I would say a month before the tragedy happened, he called me. Maybe it was 2 months. I was in rehab.
Yeah.
This was my first time in rehab.
Right.
I don't know if you know, but I've been to rehab 11 times.
Yeah.
So here's my first time in rehab. He calls me, the only cast member, once again, from News Radio that called me while I was in rehab. Everyone else, I was a stinky turd.
Did you get along with Rogan?
No. I hated him. He was so mean. He would make the ladies cry. We're friends now. Well, he was just a what's it called? A misogynist, a masochist. He was a lady hater. What's that word?
Misogynist.
Misogynist. He just, and I think maybe still is. I don't know. But he would get down on me in front of the NBC executives. You're high right now, Dick. You fucking freak. If you just went out in your trailer and you smoked pot, you fucking, he's high right now. In front of, like, the NBC executives, and I was close to tears.
Clearly, this is before his foray into
that's
pot.
That's the irony of the whole fucking
Has
thing.
he apologized to you for that?
No, but I'm doing his podcast soon, so he we're friends now.
Yeah.
And I need him to apologize. I really do, because it was very upsetting. I dreaded going to work because of him. I hated it. 5 years of hell. So
Did he bully you?
Well, let me tell
Joe?
you. What?
Did Joe bully you?
Yes. He was a really big bully. He was a homophobe. He was a bully. He was straight edged. No drugs. Now look at him.
Yeah.
He's a pot advocate. It blows my mind, and it angers me, because I went through hell for 5 years under his regime.
Yeah.
It really was the joke. I wouldn't even go on the set if I was not in a scene. And a lot of times when you're on a show, you just hang out on the set the whole time.
Yeah.
Not me. I just couldn't stand it. He drove. It was.
Did he have that effect on everybody, or was it just?
Yeah, like I said, he made Maura Tierney cry. He made Vicki Lewis cry. I mean, they would just run to their dressing rooms crying.
Huh.
He was just a fucking prick.
Yeah.
He really was.
Well, he seems to be born again somehow.
So, the pot.
Yeah.
He relaxed. I would tell him back then, you need to fucking smoke pot, buddy. You really need
Maybe
to
he's going to have you on to thank you for finally.
I hope so. I don't know why. I'm glad that we're going to reconnect.
So what's the issue with Lovitz?
But let me tell you that when Phil called me,
Yeah.
he called me to say, hey, I'm here to support you, and I want to, make sure you're okay. But also, is the facility you're in, is it a good place? Do you think it would be good for Bryn?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, why? Does she have a problem? I didn't even know she had a problem. I was like, yeah, she's kind of going off the deep end with the drugs. And I said, well, this place is great. I mean, I love it, and it's beautiful. And
I'm going to come back here.
and I did. A year later, I was back at the same fucking place. It's so nice. I think I'm coming back.
I'm planning my next trip.
Oh, God. Every rehab is like a vacation
Sure.
to me. It really is like, oh, really? I can stop?
Yeah.
I really can stop? Thank you. Because sometimes I feel, honestly, I have this feeling like I'm obligated. Like people expect me to drink. They expect me to be a wild fuck up. I really feel that kind of pressure
I'm
sometimes.
sure you do.
That's why I don't go out. I don't go out because most people in America are. They're all drinkers.
You mean they're like, come here, Andy, you want some blow? Come here, Andy, you want some...
Yeah, you need to do a line. You need here, take a shot. I can't even do a shot
people
anymore.
do that.
But anyways, he didn't. He never got her into rehab, and months later, she shot him, and then she shot herself, and they're both dead.
Yeah.
And then they called me, the producers and the people running the show, and they knew that it would upset me the most. And they said, do you want to do the show? Keep doing it. And I said, no. The show to me, for me, it was me and Phil.
Yeah.
Because all my stuff was with all my character stuff was related to Phil. The character that I played, Matthew, and his Bill McNeil character, that we were like a comedy team, where his character just teased me, like pretended to like me, but then would crap on me. That was the whole dynamic. If you've ever seen news radio, everything that all my comedy was bouncing off of Phil's character, Bill McNeil. And so I said, to me, if Phil is dead, the show is dead. I'm not coming back. And then they talked to me. And I see now, looking back, why, because we had done 4 years. They needed 1 more year to get it into syndication.
Yeah.
And they talked me into it, and I said, fine, okay, great. And then I come to the set the first day, and this is a true story. I've never talked about this either, but I come to the set, and John Lovitz is there. He took Phil Hartman's place.
Yeah.
And I'm in my car still, parking it. And he comes up and he's like, hey, it's Lovitz. I can't do his voice, but he leans in, and looking back now, I know he was just making a really, really, really dark joke, which probably, had he given it a year or two, I would have laughed. But at the time, it just happened. I mean, like it was like so fresh.
Yeah.
Phil's death was just happened. He leaned and he went, I know you killed Phil Hartman. And I didn't get it. It sickened me, and then I had to work with him all year.
What was he implying though? What was,
like, I get what I said, that I literally gave cocaine to Bryn, which I did not.
Yeah.
We did have one night of partying.
Yeah, but
which I talked about.
Yeah, but that's nothing.
Exactly, it's nothing. And it was months and months and months prior. And I wasn't the one that made her fall off the wagon either. That people imply that. You partied with her, and you're the one that made her. She was sober up until she met you. That is not true either.
Yeah.
And then and so he was implying that I gave her cocaine that night. I was in rehab, and I hadn't seen them in months. The whole Hartman family. And, it just got, and then all these years, I don't even talk about it. It still disturbs me. But it has
horrendously disturbing.
Snowballed into this I killed Phil Hartman campaign, which is fucking bullshit. And it hurts my heart that people would even think that, let alone say it out loud. It's bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit.
Well, yeah, there's no way to connect those kind of things. Drugs are drugs.
And then I've never been able to forgive Lovitz for just saying that one phrase. And then I think I finally did. And then I was at his restaurant, Ago, and I was drunk. And this is years later. And I said something to the effect of, "Oh, look, it's my assistant was with me, and he knows the exact phrase I said. He actually just called, my old assistant. He actually just called while we were on the phone. Can I ask him what it was that I said?"
Sure.
Okay, let me call him back then. But basically, I pointed to Lovitz and said something. He said, Lovitz said that I said, "Oh, look, it's the ghost of Phil Hartman." Which doesn't make sense.
No.
And I don't know why I would say that. But Tino said that, because he was with me. This is Dan. Buddy, you're on the air right now on Marc Maron's show. And right when you were calling, I was actually telling the story of how we went to Ago. We saw Lovitz. And remember, Lovitz said that I said, "Oh, there's the well, I'm doing my own parody of me. But I said, "Oh, look, there's the ghost of Phil Hartman." But you said that I didn't say that. And what did I say?
No. Lovitz said that you said to him, "I put the Phil Hartman hex on you. You're the next one to die."
Oh, right.
He said that to you.
Yeah, it became this thing. He said that I said that I put a hex on him, and he's the next to die.
Oh.
Hey, look, it's the ghost of Phil Hartman.
Oh, so that's what I said.
Oh,
so I did say, "There's the ghost of Phil Hartman," but
he made you a witch.
Exactly, man. If I really was a witch, I would put a hex on him. And
all right,
thanks. Turn him into a ghost. Thanks, Tino. I'm going to call you after the interview.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to Happier Times, and then we'll talk about a couple more things. I just need to hear about the cop, and we shouldn't get too specific, but the cop who busted you.
Well, basically, I'm there with Joy Behar, drunk and high on marijuana, and to the point where before the show started and before the game started, the producers came up, whispered in my ear. They said, on the first hand, go all in, and get out of here. Putting on the first plane back. I was just too drunk. And I
Right.
said,
To play poker.
And I'm like, I'm thinking, I will go all in. I'm still going to win.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I didn't. I went all in. I lost it all in the first hand. And I left, and I went into the back office of the casino, and I had an assistant at the time. I can't remember his name. And I would always make my assistant hold my pot. I don't smoke pot anymore. Very, very occasionally. I did recently at the Porn Awards in Vegas. But anyhow.
And then how'd that end up?
Not very good.
What happened?
You know what? Is that the passive aggressive question again? It didn't end up well. It wasn't good. You know. But
Were there police involved?
No.
Right.
I'm pretty good at not. You know. I guess just not doing anything. I'm not a bad guy, and I don't do.
No, you just
weird.
touch people.
Yeah, but even that's me just trying to get a date. I mean, I don't. I say I don't inappropriately. That every date I've ever had, it's because I was slightly aggressive, but it's always consensual. I always ask them. I'm always talking with them first. I don't just run up and grab somebody.
Why do
like
they
people
accuse
think.
you of that?
Because they want money.
Oh.
People try to get money.
All right, so okay,
So here I am playing poker with Joy Behar. Go, and I get out of the game. I go in the back room. We're smoking pot. I'm like, let me have the.
You
pot.
enjoy Behar? Oh, the assistant. No, the assistant.
Yeah, no. Joy is still playing.
Yeah.
And me and the assistant are back
That
there.
was horrifying. The image for me that getting high with Joy Behar was just horrifying.
That sounds fun to me. And then, so we're in the back room smoking, and we're in the office of the casino.
Right.
It's just completely illegal. And they come in and they bust my assistant.
Yeah.
Because he's the one holding
Right.
the pot. So he goes to jail.
Yeah.
And the female officer wanted to ask me questions. And I'm still kind of drunk at this point.
Yeah.
And so we go up to I said, well, why don't you just take me up to my hotel room? And
Yeah.
this is very upsetting to me.
Yeah.
And you just walk me up there. I wasn't in trouble,
Yeah.
just my assistant.
Yeah.
So she walked me all the way up alone. And I basically, we started making out. And and no kidding, I threw her down on the bed, gun and all. She was all suited up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking full regalia.
Yeah.
Hat, outfit,
Yeah.
what's it called? Bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it all came off.
Yeah.
All came off. But not all the way off. Like her pants were down on her knees. And I fucked her.
Yeah.
I fucked the hell out of her. And then I fucked her again later that night, I think. And then the next morning she
Yeah.
came back.
In the outfit again?
under the guise of she needed to ask more questions.
Always in uniform.
It just turned me on.
Yeah, I bet.
And then I left and I went home and my assistant stayed in jail.
Right.
But she, because I took
Did you
care-
call him and say, look, I know you're in a tough space, but you remember that cop? I fucked her.
Well, I fucked her and then she did me a solid and got him out. Like she just got him out, no charges, nothing.
Okay.
So it was like I was doing him a favor and getting my jollies.
Yeah.
I was like, it was a double
You
win.
didn't say, like, do you know what I had to do?
No, she was hot. It was a win-win situation. And then she was just having trouble with her marriage and she would email me and call
Really?
me.
That sounds so unusual to me, that she's fucking you in a hotel room, that there would be problems at home.
Yeah. I guess her husband, I don't know what was going on, but
Was
recently she tried to get in contact with him.
Is she divorced now?
I don't know. She needs to come to LA because I don't really like New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't really like it.
It's a pretty amazing place.
It's neat and it's fun when it's on film, but every time I go, I just get really, really sad. I get the Katrina thing gets me. It's still
kind of
devastating.
heartbreaking. Yeah,
It
definitely.
just breaks
Very
my heart.
heartbreaking. Well, let's talk in retrospect here, just to close things out. Do you have any regrets?
Yeah, too many to count.
So
In fact, you know what somebody tweeted? I told people today on my Twitter, which is, by the way, at Andy Dick. That's it. And I love it. I'm into it, especially with my new iPhone.
Yeah, I like it.
I love it. And I block people. I block them if they're just outright mean.
Yeah.
And I warned my followers today. I said, listen, I block haters unless what you're saying is really, really funny.
Yeah.
And somebody wrote, there was a string of 3 days where people kept writing in, going, I follow Andy because, and some of them are super nice, some of them are super funny, and some of them are just downright mean.
Yeah.
But this one was a little mix.
Yeah.
It was funny, mean, and
True.
kind of true. It's
Yeah,
50-50.
sounds like the best kind of joke.
I retweeted it. I did not block this guy, and I retweeted it, and it relates to your question. It said, I follow. It's just funny, and
Okay.
it's really mean. I can't believe I retweeted it. I follow Andy Dick because his breath smells like semen and regret.
You like that one?
It's not true. It's 50-50 because the regret part is true.
Right.
But I don't really take semen in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I don't like I said, it's to this day. I remember when I was 12.
It's hard to
and
get down, right? What?
Well, you would know. I mean, what do you know?
Well, I just
Have you
know.
ever had a homosexual experience?
No, I do know that when girls go like, I've had a
just
couple.
don't-
I've had a couple women who were like, would spit things
I
out.
just don't like the smell of it since day one when I was gagging and I almost threw up at the smell of my own sperm. I still don't like it. I don't mind getting it on me. You can get it all over me. Mm-hmm. But I just don't like the smell, and I don't want it in my mouth.
All right. Well, now, do you think that if you were able to sort of patch up these things or unburden yourself from your regrets, that you would feel better, or perhaps, have more success at not drinking?
Of course, I'd have. Well, I don't know if I'd have more success in not drinking. I'd have more success. I'd have more success in the industry if I didn't drink. And I don't regret drinking, but I regret sometimes over drinking, and I regret some of the times when, the blackout times that we talked about earlier. There's a lot of things. There's too many to count. And I will say that if you don't have regrets in your life, you're kind of not really living.
No, I agree with
You know
that.
what I
And
mean?
I honestly think that you're of the devils I've met, you're a very good-hearted one. And I think
You think I'm a little, am I like the kind of like, you little devil, like that kind?
a little bit.
So, but I'm not evil. Some people think I'm evil, and I'm really not.
No, I don't think you're evil. I think that where that comes from is that when you do get, beside yourself and drunk and in blackouts, that you do things that are, maybe inconsiderate or might hurt other
Yes,
people.
I agree
So,
with you.
so you're not evil, but you have weaknesses that lead
Yes,
to
I agree.
a certain amount of damage.
You hit it right on the nose. Yes, that is true.
And I just, I don't want you to hurt yourself, and I think you seem like you're well, and it's certainly lovely talking to you.
I loved this was fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Okay, that's it. That's our show. That's Crazy Andy. I don't want to say that. That's Sweet Troubled Andy. Can we say that? Sure. If you were listening to some of the bumper music today, exclusively to be used as bumper music, is a band called Family History. You can check them out at facebook.com/Family History Band. Also, as always, go to WTFpod.com. New site is on the way. New site is on the way. Get on that mailing list. Go to the merch. Order some mugs or some shirts or some posters. Check out the new shirt, the Cat Negotiation shirt. That's a funny one. I swear to God it is. Also, you can go to WTF Pod Shop. A lot of people are doing this and getting some of those older episodes. The Judd Apatow two-parter, the Mencia two-parter, the Robin Williams, the Louis C.K. two-parter. I believe we've, what else we got up there? Attell. Go check it out. You can also find that stuff if you search for WTF Premium on iTunes, some of those older classic episodes. Can I say that about my own shit? It's classic? I don't think so. That would have to mean that my entire life a year ago is classic, and I don't know if I would call it that. But do that stuff. Go to punchlinemagazine.com for some stand-up info. Is that enough? Man. Oh, God, I need to sleep. I'm not. My body has no idea what day it is, and I'm not clear who I am. But that might have had something to do with talking to Andy Dick for an hour. All right. I got to go. I think I can sleep. Can I? I'm sleepy. Oh. I should have left. Still here. All right, bye.